So, hello and welcome to this new video. This time a little bit kind of a different format because I will do a speedrun of the Road to Las Vegas Battle 3 case. This spreadsheet is a nightmare by Harry Siders. And then after the speedrun I will do an short explanation what I did there. This video shouldn't be about bragging how fast I am, because normally in a live format I wouldn't be that fast. The fastest guy back with this case were Andrew Nye and Dermot Early, who took a little bit more than 16 minutes, both guys. And yeah, the fastest round ever was a few weeks ago with the last Road to Las Vegas case. I will link in the video description the introduction video to this case and also the video from Dim about doing the last case, so like the let's say world record in speed solving, live speed solving, in the video description. And I will also link you the shop where you can buy this case in the video description. I will not put the case in the video description because it's not my intellectual property. So but then why am I doing this? And also the speedrun format. As I've said, it's not about bragging, it's about how fast you can be when you know what to do. So this case has very neat instructions by residers when you know also the case. So I did this case before. And also when you have lambdas prepared, and I will, this is more of like an explanation of an teaser what you can do when you have very good lambdas prepared for esports formats. So you will see me here solving this case using both pre-programmed pre-programmed macros and pre-programmed lambdas. These lambdas especially in an very extensive way. And with that said, I will start the timer here on my smartphone. And then I will be back in a few minutes with an explanation. I will not do the commentary on the live run because I need to concentrate there. So I hope to see you in an instant. Oh, and here we are. It took me about 10 minutes and 20 seconds to solve this case. Not the best. I also had a few errors, and also the data tables made it a little bit slower, but let's take a look at the case. So level 1, I solved this manually. I didn't came up with a better solution, and only for 10 levels you can do this. Like manually, I did it the safe way first. The first number and then the second number, and then I put that in. I also solved the bonus question then because it was related to that level. So like here, this bonus question then. Here, this is a substitute case. I could also use one of my lambdas, extraction, for example. Here I can extract all letters. What is for example, here this so slow with the data tables. Here, for example, with extraction, I could use this is a lambda I have, would work also, or everything not letters out of string I could also use, but I stayed with substitute here. So then this, only the Arabic function, there's also a hint to use that here, so these are like gifted points. Then for this, we had like here this table, this was a little bit different before. I first make here a search argument. So like you see here, the code here is item and then color. So I made a column here with item and color, and then I sorted it that the oldest one is here above, so from old to new. You can see it here from old to new. So I could use here an X lookup and only look up for the first one there, and it worked. So for the first argument here, because I had this as a code here. Then I used here the filter function, nothing special. I summed this up, so you get a dynamic array based on that filter, and then you sum this up. Here, but first, but first I converted this here into like all into numbers, because you have here sometimes you have here numbers that are formatted as text. You can make this into numbers with minus minus or with multiply by 1, and then you have here a number which you can work with. I've also translated here the Roman numerals into Arabic with Arabic, and everything into with wrapped if errors. And then I used my so-called dice converter, also pre-programmed lambda, to convert this into concatenated dices. So here dice, I have also dice into number. I don't know if this will concatenate or sum this up. Oh yeah, okay, this would also work, so dice into number could also work, because it will concatenate this. Don't knew that this converter. For a concatenated number, a chain number. Okay, and then I summed this up with this back then corrected value there. Then I set up a data table with my lambda I have for data table setup, and I use then here a lambda I have to create a cell reference based on a cell reference and an error array. This would also work here with when there were numbers like. So this is like a very cool lambda I programmed a few months ago, because Professor David Brown, the founder of the MEWC, he likes doing things with errors. So I hope to get more error cases because I know how to do them. So first here this reference, so I get a reference here based on this array. So like here going one to the left, for example, gives me this reference here, then going one down and one to the left gives me this reference here. And this is the reference for this field here, for this void field here. And then with indirect, I get this this field where this reference is based in the void field. Sorry, not voice field. You see here, there, for example, there is an alien somewhere, which is it? It's EG195, EG195. So you see here there's an alien. And then I searched with is empty. You can also use I don't know, not empty. It's called differently, blank. You could also use is blank here, but I have is empty as a pre-programmed lambda, which will not only search for blanks, but also for the other stuff. You see here, this isn't, for example, blank, because there is something in it, but so we can search for this, because well, there is potentially something in it, but with is blank will only gives out a value if there is something special in it. So here, and then I did an X match to give me out the number where there is false, so there is something in, then is empty is false. This will give me the number, then I made a data table out of it and I get the result, copied that in here, and everything was solved. Then here also for level 7 I used the data table set up by my pre-programmed macro. Then I used here an lambda returns area based on indirect cell reference. It's is doing what it said. So here you get a cell reference. Then I want an area of 10 by 10 in out of the sheet void, and this will give me out the area. Without toCall, we can use take a look at what this would be without the toCall. This will take potentially a little bit. My computer is a little bit overpowered by making the video and also doing this case with data tables. So here you get like 21 by 21 because the offset is 10 to the up and 10 down, 10 up and 10 left. So here you get a field 21 by 21. This is like so that there is the field in the middle. So here is the middle. So here is cell DL198. And then I make this into toCall, and then I use another lambda, the address of range lambda, which will give me the address of this whole thing. So it's everything wrapped also in a single column. Then with distance between cell references, another pre-programmed lambda, I have here my cell reference and here cell reference, and this will give me out the distance. The standard is that diagonals are allowed, and for this you can see here the maximum distance is 10 because every time you can walk the diagonals, and then maximum 10 to the middle ground. Then I filtered the reference and also the distance here, where sorry, here also not is empty will gives me a value if there is a ghost or an alien in that field. So here for true. Then I filter this reference and the distance for the value true. And then I do an XLOOKUP for 0 because I use this as an min lookup function. Let's call it that way. You can use XLOOKUP also for that. And then I use the take function to take here the references, why did I use take here to have this as an array? Because this needs to be in dynamic solution. What is if I have a void here where there are hundreds of aliens, and then I have only the first 20 rows here, but the alien I search for is in row number 21. So this would be a problem then. So I used here take to take this column, this column to search in, and then hands out me the column with the references. Search mode, I made this error, needs to be 1 because you want exact 1, so distance 0 or the next larger item to get the minimum item. Then I made here a data table and put the solutions in here. So then coming to the bonus question, here also only looked at here and 99 was in my eye then, and I copied the number here, and here then I had sold bonus 2, and then also bonus 3 was the total value of Roman numerals. I went to the data table. Here Roman, I don't know why this didn't work. So if Roman equals to this here, this should be 1. I don't know why this wasn't the case. And then I will hand out this value, otherwise 0. There was an error. So without this if error function, this would be hashtag value, but only hashtag value. So an error for everything not Roman numerals, as you will see here in an instance. And so I used here if error to put there in 0 in for everything not Roman numerals. So, and with this, then I use the sum function to sum all of this up. Then the next one, as we solve this with level 4, I guess, I used, no, I'm black. I used here also only the sum function to sum this here up, put that number in here, and you have solved everything. And now this time how many aliens are in level 7, excluding the example. This is every time without the example. I used the indirect function of the void to get the alien there, because this is my cell where there is something, either alien or a ghost. And then I used my lambda most of value in area. You could also do this a little bit differently, but I want to use my lambda here to count here the ghosts and also the aliens, and it would also count something different if there would be something different here. And then I could take a look, oh, here alien symbol, and it's 8, so I copied the 8 up there. And with this set, we're finished with this case. Took me a little bit more, about 10 minutes. I think I did this case also in, I think, 9 minutes, so also a little bit faster in the past. And here, I hope you've learned something. This time a little bit more different format, but here, especially for the more advanced solvers, it's more also what I like more in this like run through videos. I don't need to someone who said, oh, this is how will the substitute function work with the I need someone who says, oh, how did I face this case, or what are the tricks I used, and therefore I hope that this video will not be that unnecessary, let's face it that way. So I hope you've learned something, especially if you want to go into Excel Esports. I recommend to take a look at lambdas and also to prepare you a little bit. And I hope to see you also in the next video, especially if you are here for learning opportunities and so on. Thank you for attention. I hope to see you next time.